Well, it's that time of year again. Boys and girls from all across the state going to be in lacrosse over the next few days as we're on the eve of this year's track and field state championships. Our own Doug Ritchie and Ellie French just made their arrival, and they have more on what is ahead.
Hello from La Crosse, Wisconsin. Ellie French joined with Doug Ritchie. We are here for the high school state track and field championships. They get underway Friday. They go into Saturday. We've got lots of area boys and girls across all three divisions competing here in La Crosse over the 2 days. Doug, you actually had the opportunity to talk to some of those local area athletes at sectionals last week.
Yeah, and you know, all of them obviously looking excited to be here the next couple days. Ben Smith from Hortonville in the throws. Danica Apple from Notre Dame in the sprints, Lydia Merrick from Freedom. She's got 4 events she's got to keep an eye on. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch and see what these kids do this coming weekend. And like Ellie said, last week we caught up to these kids and talked about what's going to happen at La Crosse.
I've been there and I've done it, so I just got to go in there with a level head, knowing that it's not nothing new to me, but I can't overlook it too. I got plenty of competition and plenty of people to look out for, so got to go in ready to throw far and break some records, hopefully.
I think going there, it's just going to be, hopefully, you know, put out a good time, have the best race of my, you know, career so far, and end off the season on a high note.
Obviously, going to state, I want to place, so that's definitely the goal. I want to do as best as I can on the podium, and hopefully I can pull off like a nice PR too.
I'm excited. I hope I can get there and be relaxed and run relaxed and just try my best, put out my best effort. I'd like to repeat, if possible, my state title in the high jump and take top 2 in the 300s. Hopefully podium in my highs.
Trying to go after those records. My dad obviously got the state shot put record for D2 still, and I think I'm like 13 off for discus, so get those records.
Yeah, Doug, we just heard from some of those individuals to keep an eye on here in La Crosse. But for you, what are some of the teams, either the boys or girls, that we should be also watching out for?
I think girls-wise, Shiocton, they look like they might be able to get a team title. And on the boys' side, Iola-Scandinavia looks like they're poised to do the same maybe as Shiocton. So maybe we get one boys' team, one girls' team. Maybe we get more. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah,
well, we'll bring it all to you here from La Crosse. It gets underway Friday morning, goes all the way into Saturday evening. But for now, reporting from La Crosse for Doug Ritchie, I'm Ellie French for Fox 11 Sports.
All right, thank you, Doug and Ellie. We're actually the only local station on location, video, pictures, analysis, and all of our newscasts. Of course, our website. You can find that on the Game Time section, fox11online.com.
Now, here's the latest from Fox 11 Sports.
The all-day long sound of a starting gun. The smell of that hot summer early rubber, and not an open seat at Venture Memorial Stadium. Just another year of the high school state track and field meet on the campus UW Crosse. We had a bunch of the field events, those highlights earlier on Fox 11 News at 5. Well, today on the track, it featured a lot of preliminaries, including the girls 4x400 relay. West appear the Division I reigning champion and easily punching their ticket to tomorrow's finals. Heat winner, second best time overall. Boys D1 3200 finals. De Peers Grady Len was in first entering the final lap, but he had to settle for bronze. Although maybe a bit frustrated, it did not stop the sportsmanship. That is what it is all about. And there's always a freshman who go above and beyond. Quite the showing from Nina Celia Gentile in the D1 long jump. 19 feet, 5.5 inches. She nearly won it, but was edged out right at the end, though no shame in a runner-up finish for the freshman. Future's bright. Boys D1 pole vault finals. Gus Cunard out of Preble last year took second. However, this year a gold medal for the future Wisconsin Badger, clearing 16 feet 1 inch. Pretty impressive considering what he had to overcome this offseason.
It's so fulfilling, you know. I had big hip surgery this summer, so just to come back, even do what I did last year, like that would have been nice, but it just feels great. I didn't even have a great season this year, honestly, until now. Like it feels so good to lock in this meet and come out with the win.
I would say my first jump was a bit rough, but you know, I talked to my coach and I kind of bounced back. I was happy to be here as a freshman. Just wanted to come out and do my best. I was pretty happy. I mean, like, it's state, so everyone's gonna be competing as best as they can. Like, I'm happy with any place, but second's pretty great.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this Saturday night. The state track and field meet in La Crosse has come and gone. Plenty of local athletes representing on the podium over the 2-day championships. We're going to send it right over to Cody Krupp, who has all the winning highlights over the 3 divisions. Cody.
Yeah, it got started yesterday with Northeast Wisconsin competitors taking home a total of 6 gold medals, while today adding 10 more to their respective trophy cases, split pretty evenly between the 3 divisions, not even including a team title for Iola-Scandinavia boys program, Freedom Irish girls finishing as co-champs. We're going to get to that later, but this segment, it features individual and relay title winners division by division. We'll begin with the best thrower to ever come through our area, Ben Smith out of Hortonville, 2-time reigning D1 state champion shot putter today. He not only broke the state all-time record, but 70 feet 9.5 inches is this year's farthest throw at the high school level nationwide. Next year, Smith headed to Oregon. And one other Saturday D1 gold medalist, that was Oshkosh West sophomore Sydney Nelson in the girls 100-meter hurdles by the slimmest of margins, 0.05 seconds. The Wildcat capturing her first state title.
This is my 3rd state title with the shot put, so just be able to have that streak and that legacy and to be able to finish off with a state title, that means something to me, just the hard work I put in all 4 years.
I honestly had no idea if I had it or not because Eva Brandenburg and I both crossed the line at the same time, but I just did my best to lean and hope I came out on top. I was running like a 15.6, 15.8 in April, so I was just really happy to be here and glad I made the finals.
So now we move to Division II, beginning with now a back-to-back 4x100 girls relay champion, Notre Dame Academy. The anchor, Danica Apple, took the baton final stretch. Did she ever turn on the Jets, defending their state championship 48.83 seconds. Part of that relay was Sydney Whitehouse, and was she ever busy over her 2 days in lacrosse? She competed in 4 events, taking home the top spot in the discus to go along with her relay gold medal. Now we're going to go to the boys. 110-meter hurdles coming up. Last year, this kid wasn't even a state qualifier, and now is a senior. Xavier's Ben Ovley taking the title by 1/100th of a second. When it became official, a jubilation for good reason.
I leaned. I saw Riley and Blake right there, and I was just staring at that board what felt like forever. And then I saw my name come up first. You see your name, you get a pure rush of just adrenaline. You're like, let's go. I did it. I've been working 4 years for this, and you finally get it. It's amazing.
I thought it was really nice. I won it after throwing my first throw, and my coach was always like, try to get the first one in, just so you can just take a deep breath. I was hoping to break the school record, and I don't think I would have placed, but I actually didn't break the school record, and I did place, so.
And last but not least, Division III, I already mentioned Iola-Scandinavia boys won a team state championship, and Jensen Rice was a huge reason for it. The sophomore capturing the boys 110-meter hurdles title in a time that was not far off the state record. The 2nd individual gold medal for Jensen. He also won the 100-meter dash. Fellow Thunderbird senior Charlie Vader, after yesterday winning the 3200, today looking to defend his title in the 1600, and he looked the part of a seasoned veteran who's been there and done it. Mission accomplished. Next year, he's going to run for the UW Lacrosse Eagles.
You know, I felt more pressure yesterday in the prelims. I was a little bit more nervous than today. You know, I showed yesterday what I could do, so I mean, I think today was just finalizing that. It means a lot. I mean, this is my favorite thing in the world. I love running, you know, so.
I saw the cloud coming down. I'm like, I can't really hit what I want to hit, so kind of just absorb the moment and not worry so much about time the last 80 meters and kind of just point to all the people that really make this possible and contribute to my success.
All right, earlier on tonight's newscast, we had all the highlights from the state track and field meet in lacrosse. Between both days of competition, 16 gold medals for those representing Northeast Wisconsin. Also a pair of team state champions. Here's our recap from Doug Ritchie and Ellie French.
Well, our feet hurt and our backs hurt, but Doug, it's nothing compared to how these athletes probably feel after what they did the last 2 days here at the WIAA State Track and Field Championships. It all culminated to the team championships. And talk about the 2 area teams that we have that were able to take home some gold trophies.
Iola-Scandinavia boys won the Division III team title. Jensen Rice, 2 hurdles events. Charlie Vader, 2 distant events. That gave them 40 points. They got 5 more points. Iola-Scandinavia was the best team in Division III, and they probably had the 2 best athletes.
This sport's not just an individual sport; it's a team sport, you know. And being able to come down here with a team, it's everything. And the fact that we'll be able to come back and hopefully do it next year, and maybe the year after, is like a dream.
And then on the girls' side, Freedom needed 6 points in the final race to at least tie for the Division II state title with Rice Lake. Lydia Merrick's final leg of the 4x400 got them to third place, got them the necessary points.
I just had the determination to go for it. I maybe wasn't the smartest pass on the curve, but I knew I had to do it for my team.
They tied Rice Lake for the state championship. Both teams got a gold trophy.
With all the events that we saw those weekends, and when it comes to those gold medal winning events, for you, talk to me about a girls event and a boys event that stuck out to you.
They stuck out and they happened pretty close to each other. There were two hurdles events running right down here to the finish line. First it was Cindy Nelson, Oshkosh West. She crossed the finish line and won her state title by .05. You know you had it, or did you have to wait?
I honestly had no idea if I had it or not, because Eva Brandenburg and I both crossed the line at the same time, but I just did my best to lean and hope I came out on top.
She didn't even run hurdles last year as a freshman. She just started the 100 this year, so a great accomplishment. Then on the boys' side, Ben Olvey from Xavier. Cindy Nelson won by .05. Ben Olvey won by .01. That's 1/100th of a second. It was him and two other people were within 4/100ths of a second of each other. Somehow Ben Olvey's name showed up first.
It's so hard to put into words. You see your name, you get a pure rush of just adrenaline. You're like, let's go, I did it. I've been working 4 years for this, and you finally get it. It's amazing.
It was a terrific race. Both Sydney and Ben did great jobs. They both said it was the lean. It was a great weekend all around, and congratulations to all our athletes. Whether you took first or just got here, it was a great experience.
Well, yeah, well, that'll do it for us from La Crosse. For Doug Ritchie, I'm Ellie French for Fox 11 Sports.
Aaron, just talk about winning a state title and what that means.
It's awesome. I'm so blessed. My team is like everything to me, and just hearing them cheer really motivates me, and it helps so much.
To win the state championship, you had to set a state record, and
yes.
How much more does it mean when you set a state record and you get a state championship?
So much more. Autumn, she's a phenomenal athlete and pushed me to my limits, and that really just set the table and felt amazing.
What was your mindset going in? Did you say, I'm going to win this, or what did you think?
Yeah, I really wanted to come in and set a state title and a record, and I did that, and it feels so accomplishing.
Did you know, like from the start of the race, did you feel like you had your best race in you?
I was nervous. Like, the nerves always get to you, but deep down, yeah, I knew I could do it. I just had to be in the right mindset and had to hold on.
Now, how do you go in tomorrow now? You're state champ, but you got more work to do.
Yeah, I definitely do. Just gotta keep pushing my limits and hopefully go faster for my team.
So, Thea, what happened on the last throw?
Well, I knew that I needed to throw really far to get first, and I just made like a couple of really small corrections to my form, and I guess it just came off really well. So yeah.
Did you feel like you had that in you on the very final throw? Because I got to imagine there's a lot of pressure.
I know I perform well under pressure. It's like I've thrown big throws on my last one before, but normally my big one is on my first one, so I got a little nervous about that. But like, I knew I had it in me. I knew I had the capability to throw the big one, but I mean, it was still exciting either way.
When you say the kind of minor tweaks on those first throws, was there just something off that it wasn't working the way you wanted?
Yeah, it was just really, really, really small things. I just needed to be faster, honestly. Like, I was just being really slow in the circle, and I knew that I needed to speed it up a little bit.
Being here before and just coming out, is it easy not to get frustrated when it's not working out early on, or did you start to get frustrated all of those early throws?
It's really easy to get frustrated, and I gotta admit I was frustrated, but I do think that I'm pretty good at keeping myself under control when I'm like under pressure and stuff like that. So I was frustrated, but I knew that I couldn't be frustrated in the moment, and that if it didn't work out, like, it would be fine later. But in the moment, I knew I just needed to hold myself together for like at least a couple more minutes.
Andrew, first of all, what's this mean to you?
It means a lot. This year I got injured at the beginning of the season. To be able to come back and start getting better, it meant a lot to me. And to be able to come with my brother one last time.
What was the injury that you were dealing with?
I had very bad plantar fasciitis. So I still have it now, but just pushing through it.
Did that like keep you out for the start, or how long did you?
Yeah, I didn't do any of the indoor season this year, and I started in April.
How difficult is that to come in kind of cold like that and do what you've done?
Yeah, it was definitely scary, like not knowing how my foot was going to deal with everything, but I got through it.
You mentioned competing with your brother. What is this like to come here and go 1-2 like this, but be the younger brother beating the older brother like this?
Yeah, it was always a goal of ours to come 1 and 2 at state, whoever it was, just to be 1 and 2 together. And we've always done everything together, so this means a lot for us.
Does he push you in a positive way?
Yeah, he's definitely the one who's making me work out a lot more than I would like to. Yeah, he helps me with everything, training, and he pushed me to get where I am.
Have you guys always been competitive in things growing up, or get along pretty well?
Well, I mean, we both kind of, like, our whole life we've done the same sports. We've been on the same teams for soccer, gymnastics, so basically we've just grown up competing against each other all the time, and it pushes both of us, and it's really fun to have someone to compete with.
What's it like in a state competition watching each other? You're rooting for each other, but you also want to beat each other. What's that dynamic like for both of you?
Yeah, I think for me it's just, you know, he's had a great season, so it's just pushing myself to be able to get that second place mark, or even a first place mark. That was the goal for both of us today, but it's just super fun for me to compete against him and have someone to push me and just share this moment with for my last year.
How about you, Andrew?
Yeah, in the beginning, we weren't even supposed to be in the same flight, but he got moved to my flight in the beginning due to his hurdles. And we both were hoping that we would have been in the same flight, because it's just fun, that experience, always having that person next to you to cheer you on.
All right, first off, congratulations. Talk about just having it come down to those last few jumps. How thrilling was that? Was that nerve-wracking for you?
I would say my first jump was a bit rough, but you know, I talked to my coach and I kind of bounced back. I was happy to be here as a freshman. Just wanted to come out and do my best.
Did you think after your last jump that you had it? You had to wait, so what did you think?
Yeah, it's been nerve-wracking waiting for like the jump to actually come on the board, but you know, I was just waiting with my coach, and he would be proud of anything, so I was kind of just waiting for him to be excited for me.
When you heard you were second, what was the response? How were you feeling?
I was pretty happy. I mean, like, it's state, so everyone's going to be competing as best as they can. Like, I'm happy with any place, but second is pretty great.
Where does this jump put you in terms of like your PR, that kind of stuff?
My last 3 jumps were all PRs.
Oh, okay.
But before this, my PR was 18:11. So I crushed that. So I'm pretty happy about that too.
Question, but coming in runner-up last year, being able to come here and win it all this year, how fulfilling is this for you?
It's so fulfilling, you know. I had big hip surgery this summer, so just to come back, even do what I did last year, that would have been nice, but it just feels great.
And you mentioned that hip, I think in July or August you had the surgery?
Yeah, July.
Yeah. How difficult has that been to come back?
I mean, pretty hard. The first like 6 months were rough, but getting back after I started vaulting again, it came back pretty quick. Form wasn't there the whole year except for today though, so pretty good day.
When you're going through that rehab and trying to get back, are there any doubts in your mind that you're going to be able to get back and possibly win it?
No doubts at all. I knew I was when I came in. It's focused.
What's it feel to get the state championship?
Just kind of surreal. You know, staying up there, being second last year. Not much else. Pretty nice.
Did that serve as motivation coming into this season? Just being second last year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How much were you? I know that last year's winner, he also set the state record, and I think you guys are kind of friends as well. How much did you want to try to beat that and go for 16.9 and try to clear that?
A little bit. I was a little tired, I'm not gonna lie. It took a lot of jumps, but I mean, I beat my school record, so that was the main win and beat the school record. Got it done. Pretty happy.
I got to ask you, I mean, I know you started your high school career as a golfer.
Yes.
What made you finally decide? I think you were in gymnastics or you were a gymnast growing up, but what made you decide, okay, to finally take the leap and become a pole?
I mean, after sophomore year I started, I made 13, and then in the summer I made 14, so I was like, okay, I'm okay at this. After junior year, 15-6, and I was like, oh, I'm going to stop everything, go only this, because I knew it was, I mean, I go to college for it. It was pretty.
Being a gym.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
James, what's this mean to get a state championship?
A lot. Yesterday it kind of didn't go how I wanted it to, but just being able to recoup and get my mind right for today and able to pull it out meant a lot.
What was the difference between this year and last year, in your opinion, finishing runner-up and now champion?
Just really practice throughout the whole year. Really just stay consistent with it. Kind of grinded it out for a lot. Just stuck with it, and I was able to improve a lot and pull it off.
How did you feel out there today? That winning throw was kind of early. Obviously, that one kid had a really good throw to begin. How did you feel out there?
A little nervous, but confident. One of my throws in finals, I wish I could have it back so I could not scratch at that time, because that was a good one. But just staying locked in really helped me to pull it off.
You have one more year possibly to come back here, which means you have one more year to possibly break your father's record. Is that a possibility? Is that a goal for next year?
Yeah, for sure. That was kind of my goal this year. I didn't quite get there, but that's what I've had my eyes set on for a while. And next year I'll come back, put in this more work and get back here.
He's obviously your biggest fan.
So, Sid, first loosen you up a little bit. What's it feel like to have more state titles than Gracie and Trista?
Obviously, they were definitely a big part of a lot of the state titles that I do have. But I mean, I don't know. I was talking to my coach, and he was like, "Now we're gonna add another one, state champ to your belt." And I was like, "Well, thanks." Because actually, what's funny is next weekend I have state trap shooting as well, but. You kind of just sign up to go, but people don't have to know that.
How do you encapsulate this entire day? I mean, first of all, fatigue-wise, does this start to set in? Because this is crazy, you going from event to event to event.
Yeah, I think I've definitely gotten used to it now, especially with my first race is usually the 4x1 and then the 300 hurdles, which is right after. And in between, I would have to run to go throw discus as well. So our coach really just prepared me for that, like running some 800s and 400 hurdles and all that stuff. But I really like to thank my coaches for my lung capacity. So.
What's it mean to win that shot put title?
The discus title.
Or discus, yes.
I thought it was really nice. I won it after throwing my first throw, and my coach was always like, try to get the first one in, just so you can just take a deep breath, so you don't have to necessarily try as hard with your next one, just as long as you get in the finals. But I thought it was really nice because I was talking to my dad, and I was hoping to break the school record, and I don't think I would have placed, but I actually didn't break the school record, and I did place, so that was kind of nice.
Did you expect that first throw to hold up the entire time like it did?
I did not, because I did throw against a few of those other girls, and I knew what they were capable of, but I guess today was just my day. I'm just really thankful for it.
When you come into it,
It shows like the perseverance, grit, resilience we've all had. We've bonded so much as a team, and we trust each other with everything. So winning this again really means a lot to us.
Yeah, and we could feel throughout every meet this year that we all bonded stronger and we got faster, and everyone just felt like amazing. So.
How about you, Danica?
It feels awesome. I'm glad we got to do it again with this team.
Yeah.
What was the mindset going in for you girls? Did you feel like you were the team to beat, or how did you enter it?
I think we knew, like, we had to put our best foot forward, and as long as we tried our best and ran our best, that we'd be happy.
We just wanted to come in keeping calm, cool, collected. We knew that it was going to be a really hard race, and we just gave it everything we got.
Yeah, and we all knew that there was other teams obviously trying to strive for us, and we decided to keep going forward, trusting ourselves.
Danica, you've done a lot of events at state in certain years. What's it like for Sydney? You know, how difficult is that to go from one event to one event like that she's doing?
I would say that's hard, and she is doing awesome. She's a beast. We all who know Sydney, you know, she's a beast. And
she never gives up. She puts 110% time.
Yeah. And her attitude is one of the best I've ever seen. She's awesome. Yeah.
Emma, what does this mean to get the state championship?
I'm so grateful for this moment. I mean, I've been working a really long time to get here, and it means a lot to have such a good group of supporters with me here too. It's a really great experience and a memory I'll remember forever.
What were your expectations coming in? Because you were seated high.
Yeah, I had a lot of confidence coming into this meet. Shot put have been pretty consistent throughout the year. So I was feeling really good coming in this meet. You know, you do have to take each meet at a time and like breathe through it, but I was feeling really good.
What did you place last year?
Last year I took 8th.
So what's the difference? You go up 7 spots.
Right. Yeah, I think I just got stronger as like a result of being older, and just more experience definitely helped. The jump was a lot, but I'm glad to be here.
How about tomorrow? You got something to go for now.
Yep, I got discus tomorrow. That'll be tough. We got a lot of us right in a row, so I'm gonna be really looking forward to that.
One last thing is kind of no pressure going into tomorrow because you got that gold around your neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's
Right.
great to double up, but you don't have to.
Right, yeah, the state experience has already been great. I mean, this is an amazing moment, so whatever I get tomorrow, I'm going to be grateful for it, and let's make it a great weekend.
Well, Sydney, just talk about the finish there. Did you know you had it, or did you have to wait?
I honestly had no idea if I had it or not, because Eva Brandenburg and I both crossed the line at the same time, but I just did my best to lean and hope I came out on top.
The last hurdle looked like you might have been a little behind. What was the difference, you think?
I just really focused on my arms, making sure they're back into rhythm, and I just pumped really hard to get over that last hurdle and cross as fast as I could.
Your first year running the hurdles and you win a state title. I mean, did you think of this in April that this could happen?
No, honestly, I was running like a 15.6, 15.8 in April, so I was just really happy to be here and glad I made the finals.
What does it feel like to be a state champ, too?
It's pretty freaking cool, actually. There's a lot going on, but really happy to live in this moment.
Final thing, during the race, it was tight, and one mistake could be the difference.
Yeah.
Was this a perfect race for you?
Absolutely not. No, I definitely could have done things better, but whatever happens, happens. I just gotta move on from it. So.
You didn't really show also too much emotion. It looked like when
No.
you went, like, which I know, because I thought I think everyone thought Homestead Girl had won.
Yeah.
But then you did. So I mean, just because normally you're used to seeing like so much
Yeah.
reaction, but for you, what was kind of going through your mind?
Well, I've raced against Eva before, and we raced at sectionals actually, and I knew it was gonna be tight, but I was really happy for her. She's also a senior, so I was like trying to make sure she was okay and like hugging her and being a good teammate and like good athlete, a good sport about it. But I was really happy to win, and I know like my coaches and family are very happy for me too.
Perfect. Jensen, we talked earlier about maybe a state title and as a team, and what does this mean? You win individual titles, but what does it mean that for a team title?
It means everything. You know, this sport's not just an individual sport. It's a team sport. You know, and being able to come down here with a team, it's everything. You know, being able to bring like a relay down and all that, it's just amazing. So.
With you and Charlie and how good you were in your events, was this the goal when you guys started yesterday?
Yeah. We came in at the start of the season thinking it. We won indoor state. I mean, indoor state's kind of it's just getting off the ground. But we came in with a goal, and we accomplished that goal, and I think that's all that matters.
Compare this to when you win a 100 state title or a hurdles title. How different does it feel?
A lot different. You know, there's the difference between like self gratification and like team. You know, we got a lot of people here that this is their first year here, and like just for them to be like able to feel that is awesome.
You win the 100 hurdles, and then 10 minutes later you go win the 100. How good does it feel to win 2 in that first event?
You know, it feels pretty good. You know, I just want to thank my coach, Pete Bowen. He's really putting a lot of work in this summer, and I dedicate all of my success to him. So, I mean, but it feels pretty good.
How good does this feel? 2-time state champ. I mean, I know it doesn't come easy. What's this mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, this is my favorite thing in the world. I love running, you know, so I mean, it's good to compete, good to everyone, yeah, you know.
Do you feel pressure? I mean, you're the guy to beat, and no one beat you.
A little bit, you know. I felt more pressure yesterday in the prelims. I was a little bit more nervous than today. You know, I showed yesterday what I could do, so I mean, I think today was just finalizing that.
What made you so comfortable for today then?
Being able to run three events from the 1, the 110, and the 4x1. You know, all my nerves were gone by the 4x1. So I mean, coming into today, I just felt good, felt ready.
Charlie, what's it mean to get not just 1 but 2 state titles already?
It really means a lot just to like repeat the double, and I've been saying this all weekend, but just to like show with no doubt that I'm the best there is.
How good were you feeling in the 1600 there? Down the stretch, you were pointing to the crowd.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to run a lot faster, but I got off the line bad and kind of just had a poor start, so it didn't set me up well. And then I saw the clock coming down, and I'm like, I can't really hit what I want to hit. So kind of just absorb the moment and not worry so much about time the last 80 meters and kind of just point to all the people that really make this possible and contribute to my success.
Coming into this week, you're probably the favorite, but you got to still run the races. Did you feel pressure, or were you in control?
Yeah, there's a little pressure just because some like younger guys coming up, you don't really know what they can really do, and racing the 32 all out last night, like who knows how I'm going to feel after that, and kind of just, yeah, like you said, you have to go out there and race it. So like just having the confidence that I need and just doing it.
Really, when you finished, you had a big smile on your face. So what was your thoughts going into the race?
I was just really happy to be racing. It's my last race of high school, so I was just trying to soak it all in, and that was a huge PR for me, so I was really excited about that too.
Talk about the last lap. You had to chase her down a little bit, and then you ran away from her.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
I actually raced against Nora in the 3200 earlier this season, and I had a similar finish. I just know if I'm with someone, I can outkick them, so yeah.
Did you expect to win?
Going into it, I felt confident that I could get it, but I've never been a state champ for like an individual event, so it's new for me, so it's exciting.
What was the strategy going around for 4 laps? You know you had to stick at the front. What was your strategy going into this?
My mindset, I was talking to my coach before the run, was just get the first 100 out of the way, and the second 800 is like where the race was. I like to run the 800, I run the 4x8, so I split like a 212 for the 4x8, so I knew that if I was close to someone, I would be able to really push at the last 800.
You kind of touched on it, but what does this mean? I mean, the smile hasn't left your face.
Yeah.
You want a state championship?
I'm just, really excited. I know my mom, I could hear her cheering, and my dad in the crowd, so they both wanted it just as much as me, so I'm happy that I could do it as my last race.
Did you know when you crossed that final finish line? Did you have, what was going through your mind, because it was so it was a lot of contention.
I mean, I clipped that hurdle, and I saw Blake and Riley just pull up out of my peripheral. I was like, okay, I got to start doing something here. So last hurdle was good. So a little bit at the end, I leaned. I saw Riley and Blake right there, and I was just staring at that board what felt like forever. And then I saw my name come up first. Never felt anything like it before. It was amazing.
What's that emotion like when you just kind of touched on it, but you show up first on that scoreboard?
I mean, it's indescribable. I mean, it's undescribable. I mean, you pull up, and it's so hard to put into words. You see your name, you get a pure rush of just adrenaline. You're like, let's go! I did it. I've been working 4 years for this, and you finally get it. It's amazing.
Have you done in the past?
So sophomore year, I made it to state, and I tripped on a hurdle and fell, DQ'd. It was horrible. Last year I didn't make it. This year at sectionals, I mean, I don't know what happened. I was like a man possessed. Ran a 14.99, and I was like, okay, they're going to the state, and then pull up here. I'm like, nobody's better than me. Fastest time in the state. I got it, and then boom, hit it. It's awesome.
Was this your PR?
First question, did you know what was at stake besides winning a state title in this event?
Oh yeah, we did.
What was the mindset going into this race then?
We needed to get third or better to be able to win, and that's what we did. So,
Gracie, you led off. How important was it to get off to a good start to help your 3 teammates here?
very important. I didn't want to let my team down. I wanted to set them up for future success and put them in a good position to do that.
And when all of you were not running and watching the other girl, what's going through your minds? Go down the road.
Oh, you know, it's definitely nerve-wracking watching the other girls, but we got to trust our teammates, right? And know that hopefully we can get ourselves off to a good start, get ourselves ahead of the rest of the teams, and run good for each other.
I always knew Claire had like the best finish, and I knew she'd always push through and come in a better pass, like everybody on the straightaway in front of her. So I knew I had a good position.
Yes, I was nervous too. I have faith in my teammates with my whole heart. So I just trusted them and knew they would put us in a good position.
Lydia, when you got the baton there to run the final lap, What's going through your head? Because you made up a lot of ground to win a team state title.
I just had a determination to go for it. I maybe wasn't the smartest pass on the curve, but I knew I had to do it for my team.
And for you three, you had to sit and watch Lydia. What's going through your head? You know how good she is, but what's going through your head?
I believed her off season. We believed in each other the entire season, and that's the most important thing. If that's not the case, then it's not going to happen. We came in ranked 5th, and we knew we had to do better than that if we were going to take home the gold ball, and so we just have to trust each other and believe in ourselves.
Our team motto this year was believe, and we got to do that for each other.
Yeah, I feel like it was just amazing how we finished today. I felt really proud.
Final thing for anyone, did you think about winning a team state title when the meet started, or when did it come into your heads?
We knew we were a contender, so it was just the ups and downs of the meet.
Yeah.
We knew we had to make up points for the events that we didn't do so good, and we all went to the team. This title is definitely a definition of teamwork.
And then last event in high school went pretty well for you.
Yeah.
Just talk about that.
We're coming from yesterday. It's not my most favorite event or my best event, so I knew I had to come in, throw far, throw as best as I could. Unfortunately, it was raining, a little slippery, a little wet, so it wasn't the most preferable weather conditions, but made the best I could with it. I was so close last year, breaking the state record. Finally did it this year. Thankfully, I got over 70, so just happy about it came over.
What does this mean now that your high school career is over? You can go to Oregon now with another state championship. I know you wanted 2 this week, but what's this mean?
Yeah, I was definitely hoping for 2, but I mean, get what you can, and just happy I came out with 1, second in the other. But yeah, now I'm training, getting ready for Nike Nationals U20s. Hopefully gonna try and compete, and then just getting ready for heading out to Oregon, start training out there, and being a Duck. So.